Hello YouTube! It is Toy Adventures here again with another figure review. And today we got new Jurassic World and a lot of it. We got some new Jurassic World Dino trackers. This is the new kind of wave of dinosaurs that Mattel has been doing. Oh geez. So, today we have new Dino trackers. Basically, Dino trackers is kind of like the new wave they're going with. They've kind of moved out of the Dominion line, and now they're moving back into a new. They kind of do this sometimes when they need to, revitalize the toy line. They will make a new name, a new theme, and this time it is Dino trackers. So hopefully that means more humans to do the tracking, because if you guys didn't know, these actually come with capture gear type equipment. Now we also have the entire little, I don't know what they call them again, Roarvor wave. As you can see, we still have all of these to do. We're gonna do one huge review for all of these guys. I might split them up into two for each, but we do got some cool stuff coming. Anyway, today we're gonna be taking a look at our brand new Stegosaurus and Sinotyrannus. One brand new dinosaur and another that is, I can't tell if it's a resculpt or if it's a brand new sculpt, but we will, or a repaint or a brand new sculpt, but we will see. So each of these has their own little gimmick. Taking a look first at the Dino Trackers packaging, it's got this nice amberish color going out through the back of the box with blue and beta back here. You have the Jurassic World logo. It just says Dino Trackers. A nice packaging, very eye-catching. I don't quite like the complete dedication to the gold. It kind of looks like pee. I have to be honest, that's what it brings to mind. I don't know why, but I like the Dominion packaging a little better. Just personal opinion. I do like the deeper, the cooler colors and the more bright, constant, only just hot colors on it. But that is just my opinion. You do have this nice little section that has the mountain kind of logo in there. It's a nice blue going throughout this part of the packaging. I noticed that the Sinotyrannus has a little leaves. I wonder what those mean. I don't quite know what those mean yet. Those have to mean something, because since they're unique to the boxes of these two, they gotta mean something. Maybe that this is like an Arctic dinosaur and that this one is meant for the jungle. That's kind of what I'm getting at right now, because this kind of has like the white color scheme, and then this is a green color scheme. So that's pretty cool. Taking a look here at the Sinotyrannus. Again, it's another dinosaur that Mattel has introduced that I'm not entirely familiar with. I was a dino savvy kid as a dino savvy kid, but I really didn't, get into the more obscure ones. It feels like Mattel has really covered a lot of the main popular dinosaurs, and now they're going for more obscure ones, which is still cool because this helps introduce kids to some more obscure dinosaurs. This one kind of looks like another medium-sized theropod with a little crest going on right here. It doesn't give you, I guess these are called gigantic trackers. Yeah, gigantic trackers. They always give these some kind of name. That's not important. What important is that this is the medium dinosaurs, or the medium to large dinosaurs. I guess you could call these the deluxe or something. If you want to call them in Transformers terminology, just to kind of, make it easy to think about. We could think of the T-Rexes as the leader class. These would be the Voyagers, and then there's other guys that I showed you earlier would be the Deluxes, and then you have like the attack packs, which would be like the Legends class. Just to kind of give it in a more familiar kind of terminology. These are the more medium-sized dinosaurs, and these are always fun to get new ones of instead of just getting the attack packs and Roarvors. I always will call them Roarvors because that's what we originally called them, and I don't know, they just changed it up. So that is pretty much it for the packaging. I guess we can take a look at the back. It might explain a little bit more. It just says Dino Trackers right here. There's the mountain, side-to-side attack, tracking gear included. So you would, this is tracking gear. So it's, stuff you'd put on the dinosaur to help you keep track of it and whatnot if you're releasing it into the wild, I assume. So not capture gear, actually, tracking gear. That one would explain Dino Trackers. I thought they were tracking them down to capture them, but yeah. Let's see what it says in the back of his. Total chomping action. Tail strike. Shows the Stegosaurus. Tracking gear included. This is like some Dino Rider stuff right here. You can get a good look at that. Got some kind of apparatus over the face. But pretty interesting stuff here. Can't wait to take a look at these guys out of the packaging, so let's go ahead and get these two opened up. And here we have the two out of the packaging. And as you can see, they do come with their little, apparently, tracking gear. So for the Sinotyrannus here, let's get a good light on it. You have like this, I don't know, it's like this head harness with, I'm gonna guess these are cameras? These look like laser beams. What are these? They say Dino trackers, but it seems this is more inspired by Dino riders. I don't know. This is Mattel really going into the futuristic tech. Luckily, all this stuff is removable, so for a lot of fans who I imagine this stuff is just a little too much for, it's easily discardable. It does kind of look like capture gear, but I don't know what these little things are. They look like blasters or something, like weapons, but I don't think they're trying to go for that. I think these are supposed to be some kind of tracking, monitoring gear. So to put it on, you just slip it on the neck right there, get it over the little head harness. I assume so. Or do you put it a little farther back? Ah, here we go. This is actually supposed to go on the back, and then you clamp it in. Maybe a little tough with this gizzard. Oh yeah, this is definitely not a pain. There we go. All right, so there is his capture gear, or again, there I go, tracking gear. Come on, we're all gonna use this as capture gear. That's what it's for. So these kind of like keep the creature blind, kind of like how you do with horses to keep them calm. Just a cool looking gear on it. They say it's tracking gear. This does not look like the tracking little notches that that Blue and her squad wore in the first Jurassic World, where it's just like a little headband. This looks like a full body apparatus meant to contain the dinosaur. So that's how it looks with its gear on. Pretty cool. Not too hard to get on, although it is kind of a pain. But let's check out its gimmicks. So we got to take this off. So pressing this button, you get a really cool tail wagging gimmick. And you got another button on the other side for kind of a side mouth gimmick. Interesting. I can't say I'm too fond of that. I like it more when you just press the button and the mouth just opens and closes and doesn't do all this crazy stuff, just because it's easier to puppeteer with that and it looks a little more natural. This, I don't know what he's trying to do. And when you don't know what it's trying to be, it just kind of seems like a random out there gimmick if it's not like a clear discernible, something that the dinosaur would do, you know what I mean? Like Chomp or something, it's like throwing its head to the side. It's like, ha-ha. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that one. Kind of a lame little gimmick, but it's okay, it's okay. Still a cool overall dinosaur with a really nice green gimmick. As you guys know, who watch a lot of my reviews, I love when we get green dinosaurs. It's my favorite color, especially to put on dinosaurs. So you have this really nice dark green overall body with little hints of this, deeper green going throughout the body. And I think they're trying to color match for the arms, but as you can see, they are completely two different shades of green. Not even close. And then you have this even more muted green right here that is kind of hard to tell in person. It's actually much easier to see on the camera, but it does look nice. They are different colors, even though, again, I think Mattel is going for them to be the same shade. It's just the way they go over different types of plastic. This is a more glossy plastic, and this is a much more matte plastic, so they do kind of have different finishes. And then you have this weird, like, pearlescent, marbled kind of plastic that they do with some of their dinosaurs to add faux texture. I don't like it. It makes it look like stressed plastic. It doesn't look like a natural gimmick, kind of like design. I don't know, I'm not too fond of that. And then you have red going up here on the crest that goes down to the eye, creating a really nice eye stripe. I always love when stripes go over the eyes. It just looks really cool to me. And goes down to the neck, stopping right about here. Same thing on the other side. And you get a little bit of red here at the tail, just to add that color pop to this dinosaur, so it's not too green and not too muted. Definitely nice, and it does help the overall color scheme of this creature pop. So that is the Sinotyrannus. Overall, a pretty standard toy, not a real standout. I would say get it if you're like really in need of a new dinosaur, or if you're, you know, completionist. It is a nice figure, without a doubt, but it's really kind of an unnecessary buy for those of you who aren't diehard collectors in this line. I can see a lot of people skipping it. It does come with cool accessories. I mean, that is definitely a selling point, but that's about it. Moving on over to yet another Stegosaurus in the line. This creature needs no introduction. And paint-wise, I'm going to have to go ahead and say it. This is the worst Stegosaurus. Probably in the toy line. I would have to go through and look, but this one looks really bad. The paint on it is terrible. I mean, there's ways to do an Arctic Stegosaurus, and this is not it. This, like again, they did the kind of plastic marbling that they did with the Sinotyrannus, but here it looks even worse. It looks like it has a weird condition going underneath the skin. Kind of like, I don't know, it's bruised all over. It just looks so weird and unnatural going throughout the entire body right here. It's kind of hard to capture with all the light on it, but you can kind of see it. The way it comes off, it looks like veins and like bruises that are underneath the skin that you can't quite see from the surface, or you can, but like, you know what I mean? It looks like it's under the skin instead of being what they wanted it to be, which was skin texture. It just looks like this thing has been horribly abused. Yeah, it just does not look good. And the color scheme overall with the white and the brown and the green. The green and the brown up here look nice, but this white, and I don't know what they were doing. This just does not look good in my opinion. None of these colors really mesh well together. They all just kind of seem like a random color generator. And then you have these tiny little beady eyes with these tiny little red pupils. Just not the best Stegosaurus they've released. They've certainly done better ones. In fact, I think if you want like the best looking one, I'm gonna go ahead and say the one that comes with Sarah Harding is way up there in terms of good paint on a Stegosaurus. So, we've established that it's kind of a iffy Stegosaurus. Not that interesting. But what's cool about it is that it comes with this capture gear. Now, without this capture gear, I would say this is an easy skip. You do not need another Stegosaurus. But before we put it on, actually, let's do the logical thing and check out its action gimmick. So we have a button right here that, lifts the tail up. All right, guys, I do not want to complain. I know I nitpick a lot, but I have to say it. I wish it slammed down instead. Now, technically it does. Actually, no, you know what? I guess you could say it does that. I would prefer it stays up, and then when you press the button, it goes down and slams down. But you still could use it on the way down, just pretend that is a gimmick. So it's not as bad as I initially thought. You know, I had to put a couple extra brain cells to work there, but it's still not quite what I want. But it's not bad. It's certainly usable, just not quite the way I exactly would want it, but that's totally fine. And of course, this looks like a button. Oh, no, that's the scan feature. Bamboozled, because the next button is right here, and this does the, the typical tail side to side. I think every Stegosaurus has had at least some variation of this. Very cool. Actually, I think the coolest Stegosaurus was the one that comes with the capture gear, just because you can escape from it. Although that one doesn't have the best paint. Anyway, getting on to his tracking gear. I see people put it on the side. Yeah, this is a little confusing. Well, first, let's take a look at the capture gear before I'll just look at the packaging. Let's take a good look at the capture gear itself. Again, these look like weapons. These look like smoke canisters, like smoke grenade deployers. I just can't imagine what these would be like. Maybe floodlights, or they kind of look like maybe speakers. I don't know. Just random tech. Looks like some Kevlar armor with armor plating, and then these gizmos on it. Who knows what they do? The imagination runs rampant. But let's look at the packaging and see how we put this on. All right, I figured it out. You slip it in through these front thagomizers, or not thagomizers, these plates right here. and then obviously you wrap it around. Although I wanted to note something interesting. This is just a little, very minor, interesting thing. There seems to be a prototype shown here in the back of the box, because as you can see, if I point out right here, this version of the capture gear clearly, sorry, kind of just punched you guys, clearly has a little gap, like an opening right there next to the little gizmo. Right there you can see it cuts, it has a little cut in it, and you can see the Stegosaurus through the bottom. But here in the actual, that cut is filled in. So I guess you could count that as maybe it's showing off a prototype of some sort. I don't know. Just a little interesting thing I noticed. Yeah, here is the Stegosaurus with its tracking gear on. Again, I have no idea what this is really supposed to be. They're just cool little gizmos you can strap onto your dinosaurs, and they're completely optional. I don't think these really factor into the price. I'm trying to remember how much they were. They're like 25 bucks each. They're not too cheap. These actually might factor into the price. If that is the case, then Mattel really needs to drop these. They're neat and all, but just put capture gear. Don't put any tracking gear or Dino Riders gear. None of that is Jurassic Park, and it never will be. At its core, people want capture gear on their dinosaurs. They want to be able to capture the dinosaurs and have the dinosaurs break free or them successfully contained. That's all. It's what Jurassic Park's at its best. You know, it's dinosaurs in cages and breaking out of those containment cages and whatnot. Not necessarily them being tracked. I guess this is what it's evolving into, but what I know sells best is, of course, dinosaurs with the classic tracking gear. Those are capture gear. Those were so cool, and I'm really hoping they do more capture gear. This is interesting. I mean, I could do with this, with more stuff like this, because this could, you could pass this off and just say, oh yeah, that's capture gear. It's not tracking gear, it's capture gear. But this is not capturing anything. It's kind of just like a little vest for when it gets a little chilly outside. He is the winter Stegosaurus, so it's his little sweater vest. I don't know. But that is pretty much it for these guys. There's no really need to do size comparison. You know how big the Stegosaurus is by now. And, well, there's it compared to the regular Stegosaurus. This is the same Stegosaurus, same size, same everything. Maybe different sculpt, but it's definitely the same size. So, yeah. No, we need to do the size comparisons, articulation. You guys already know. The arms are articulated. He's got these cute little baby Yoda hands. These little Grogu hands. And, yeah, that's really it. These two are pretty good. I could have done with a new species instead of another Stegosaurus, and especially since a weak paint job. So, that one's okay. The gimmick is actually really cool. I would say use this Stegosaurus for the basis of a lot of customs, just because the action gimmick on it is really nice, and I think that does save it for people who can fix the paint scheme. Otherwise, it just looks really jarring and weird, and yeah, not in a cool camo extreme way, but just a kind of not good way. Anyway, that is it for this review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know there's been an announcement for a movie, and there hasn't been a toy movie this week when there really should have been. That is because we're working on a Christmas-themed movie. Yes, there's going to be a new Baby Blue. I know we haven't done those in a while. I don't know, everyone might not be on board for that, but it's Christmas, and I wanted to do a Christmas-themed movie that's going to be all cute and wholesome because we didn't get to do a Halloween movie. So, once that's over, then we will be doing another continuation of hybrids. I know a lot of people have been asking for a new hybrids, and of course I'm going to continue hybrids. Just, it has taken a while. But that is going to be after the new Christmas movie is filmed. And of course, I got reviews to do. I have the entire Wild War. That's what they call these guys. You got the Dryptosaurus. And then we also got the Eocarcharia. Interesting guy. The Chronosaurus. And the Diabloceratops. Well, I've got things to say about these guys, but you'll have to wait until the review goes up next time. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Toy Adventures, signing out. Peace.